You had done Amy's.
Yeah, I had to ask Polar, be like, hey, can you change the date? She was like, fuck you, Samberg. I was like, whoa, you're not like your on-air personality at all.
I am Alec Bojoud coming to you live, not live, but here at Den of Geek studio at San Diego Comic-Con. And I am here with Andy Samberg and Neil Campbell of the Comedy Central series Digman.
Yeah.
With an exclamation point at the end. Yes. Digman!
Yeah, we did put an exclamation mark officially in the title.
Okay, and would you prefer that people yell when they say the show?
Yeah. I think it's kind of like Sega.
Yeah, it just helps spread the word. More people can hear it. Yeah.
All right,
Sega
Digman.
weirdly didn't have an exclamation mark, but clearly should have.
Yeah, it was implied.
I drew a Sharpied one on my console.
To get started, before we go any further, we definitely have to address, Andy, did you Queen Bee today?
I did. I'm so glad you asked on a day when I did. What a fucking dream. I got it today. I got it clean. This is the Spelling Bee on the New York Times crossword puzzle app, everyone. And I talk a lot about how much I love getting Queen Bee, and today I did. So thank you for asking. Did you, Neil?
I didn't even do it.
Yeah. But we were doing word games on the drive down.
Do you just dread people asking you that question now because it might be the day where you didn't Queen Bee?
Honestly, no. It's weird how much I enjoy talking about it.
Digman.
Yes.
I feel like you introduced a weird amount of lore in the first season, like near the end of season 1. We have the Uncle Christ, the Antichrist, obviously, all sorts of relics and talismans.
Yes.
For season 2, which actually I think just premiered last night.
Yes.
Did you want to continue playing around with that lore, or are you kind of eager to get back to square one and just let's go on adventures, let's do it again?
We're interested in continuing. There are shows that I think make a lot of sense to do like a total reset. And I think there are certain episodes in the second season that are essentially that because they're, isolated adventures. But, Neil and I and the writers all, I think, were interested in having there be through lines as well. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. And I think we never wanted the show to feel like it's just one big storyline about one thing. So we try to always just have that be, sort of. Sometimes it's a little more subtle in the background, but it helps set up the fun adventures.
Nice of you to drop in. Did you get the compass?
Does the Pope shit in my mouth?
Ew, Rip, does he?
No.
One of the things I always like about animated series, especially comedic animated series, is that due to the nature of animation and maybe I don't want to say low effort, but just less responsibility of turning up onto a set day after day, you get a murderer's row of talent involved.
Yeah.
Tim Robinson, Tim Robinson, Tim Meadows,
Melissa
from what was it like assembling that cast once the show began, and now in season 2, who are you really excited to work with?
I think I was friends with everyone in the main cast except for Dale.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Or Guz, maybe.
And Guz, right. But certainly Fleety, I knew.
Yeah.
So it was easy asks, but it was also you're still psyched when those people say yes. Meadows and Timmy Robinson and Melissa, and these are really, really talented, funny people, and you just know they're going to elevate it and make what you're working on better, and they're great and nice, and you get to see them and chat. And
we had kind of just gotten to know Mitra right around the time. I mean, kind of at the time we were
playing soccer.
Yeah, we were playing soccer with them.
Yeah.
What was the last minute scheduling change for you guys? I have all of this, Digman season 2 July 9th merch that I don't know what to do.
We were just okay.
Yeah.
So out of our control.
Yeah,
we had already gotten pushed a year because of the writer's strike and all this other stuff. So we were this feels like what happens now.
It seemed now there might be even more attention on the premiere, for South Park at the very least. And so it kind of was, just a little, some podcasts we'd done. We had to tell them to say a different date, but otherwise it wasn't a big deal. You had done Amy's.
Yeah, I had to ask Polar, be like, hey, can you change the date? She was like, fuck you, Samberg. I was like, whoa, you're not like your on-air personality at all. But yeah, other than that, pretty dreamy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Full disclosure, there was like a half hour where we were like, what the hell? And then you're just
How
like,
could they
all right,
do
what-
this to me?
Yeah, what are you going to do? I don't know.
Yeah.
We're not the network.
Is there a particular line delivery from Ripman, from Ripman,
I mean,
that
basically.
you were particularly fond of or proud of that come from this season or last season?
I mean, I have my personal favorite scene maybe we have done in the entirety of the show so far is in our first season. It's about the Fountain of Youth, and the main villain in it, we jammed the Fountain of Youth water into his mouth and he turns into a baby because it makes him so youthful. And then while he's a baby, Rip beats him to death. And the whole time Rip's like, oh man, this doesn't feel good. He's like punching a baby. And it was one of those scenes where as we were coming up with it, I can't remember a time I've laughed harder. And the way it turned out and the way they animated it and everything, I was very happy with, yeah.
Yeah. There's a line coming up this season. I'll say it flat, but it's a Rip Digman line where he says, the Gremlins got a new batch. But the delivery of that line is one of the funniest things. It makes me laugh every time.
We're big new batch heads.
Yeah.
Did you have to like get breathless while you were punching that baby to death?
A little bit, yeah. Weirdly, doing Rip doesn't really screw up my throat. I was expecting it to be a lot harder than it was. Certain days there's a ton of yelling and I'll be like, all right, I got to stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of my favorite characters I've ever played. It's really fun to do.
A mere pauper's fortnight? That's nary a score of days!
Going once?
Sold! God damn it!
I love in the world of Digman that like archaeology is just like
The coolest.
Yeah. And like I'm just presuming, correct me if I'm wrong, that you maybe didn't do like a ton of research into archaeology.
Whoa! I read 3 stones make a wall.
Yeah, Neil read 3 stones
All right,
make a
yeah.
wall.
Tell him. Is there anything that you learned about archaeology, even accidentally, that you're like, that's wild, we should put that in the show?
Definitely, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the writers as well. We'd all actually try to pull things from real places, whether, maybe like one of our writers this season was like, oh, I heard that they've discovered Cleopatra wasn't actually that attractive. And so that was a jumping off point for us.
Which, based on...
Yeah, based on what standard when, for who said that, who wrote
Yeah.
that press release, yeah.
But yes, I will say, anytime there's any news item to do with archaeology, I will now click on it and read it. Whereas before, it'd be 1 out of 10.
In a similar vein, what have you learned about animation doing this?
Oh my God, so much. I've always loved animation. It's always been one of my favorite things to watch, both for kids stuff, shows, movies, and adult animation. But getting to be so involved in the process, it makes you understand how many people and how much work goes into it, how talented they all are, how much their talent makes or breaks it, also how slow it can be. And that is something we've had to really learn to write towards, outside of a show like South Park where they have their own system where they can do it really fast, as we have recently seen. It's a lot of waiting. So you don't want to do a ton of writing that's it's not like SNL writing where you're like, I thought of it today and it's on TV tomorrow. So, you sort of try and gear it to be a little bit more timeless and less dependent on current events for us, obviously.
And
But,
everyone at Titmouse, who's our animation studio, we told them going in, we were like, we're going to need some hand holding along the way. But they were down for, they found a great team of people, our producers and our directors and everybody who were up for that, who knew we aren't animators and we need to sort of learn the ropes as we go, but that we also wanted them to feel excited about the process and that they got to contribute and got to pitch a lot of ideas and make the show their, as much theirs as it is ours. And so, we got a great team over there.
And I'm glad you mentioned that you now have South Park as an intro. What was that like when that was presented to you? And are you looking forward to that panel tonight that you're sharing with Trade?
I'm looking forward to it now.
Yeah.
As we get after. No, I mean, when we got told that we would have them as our lead-in, we were there's nothing better.
Yeah, I mean, that's truly my favorite comedy. I've watched every episode, every special. I love South Park so much, and I think those guys in a way, are underappreciated as like their influence on the world of comedy. And yeah, I'm a huge South Park fan, and it was awesome to get to come on afterwards.
Neil, what's your
Yes.
favorite Comedy Bang Bang character you've done?
Ooh, favorite one I've done. Wow, what a great question. I mean, Timekeeper's the only one I feel like I did for years. I was like, everyone comes up with these characters people actually want to hear from again, and I'm always doing one-off characters. And then that was where I finally did one where people were like, or Scott was like, you should come back and do that one again. So it was a relief to finally have cracked the code in some way, and never again cracked it.
Yeah, like when they start making movies out of like Comedy Bang Bang characters, like 80s, 90s SNL, like there should definitely be a Timekeeper movie.
I agree. I keep telling Hollywood, and no one's returning my calls, but I agree.
But you're telling Doc Hollywood the character.
Yeah, the Michael J. Fox character.
Yeah.
But his car broke down somewhere, so he's not getting back to me.
He hasn't got back into town.
No, yeah.
I think he might stay.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fell in love with the small town lifestyle.
Yeah, it happens.
I feel like your beloved podcast, of which I'm obviously a massive fan. It feels like it's building up to a series finale in which you will finally reveal what your personal favorite digital short is.
Oh my gosh.
And
Probably,
I won't
yeah.
ask you to spoil that now, but will you spoil that now?
I mean, I have a bunch of them that I'm very fond of. I really like Jack Sparrow. I feel like that one kind of encapsulates everything we do in one, and is like still appreciated by true comedy heads. I really love the one we did called Great Day, where I'm on Commerce Street, just gacked out of my mind. And I'm sure other ones I'm not thinking of. Oh, there's one I did my last season with Jake Szymanski and Jonah Hill called Tennis Balls. That's one that makes me laugh so hard. It was Jonah's idea because there was actually like a science video online about a guy being like, this is what happens when you get hit in the nuts with a tennis ball. And so we took it and ran very far with it. That one, every time I watch it, makes me laugh, and it's less known.
Thanks for stopping by, Jack.
Yeah, thank you.
Digman Season 2, airing now, Comedy Central.
Yep.
And I love you.
Thanks. I love
we
you too.
love you as well.
All right.
Yeah.